Alright, what's up, guys? So, I'm not going to play this video. I mean, if you want to, you can go to the account that posted it, but it's a very cringy and just one of those types of videos where it's like, it's a person that thinks they know a lot about law enforcement, but then they just overall sound stupid. So, overall, to give you guys a quick summary of the video, so, the guy pulls up, I think it's, Border Patrol pulls up on them, and he has his window rolled up. So I think most people know like how it works when the window is rolled up. Usually when another party is outside that window and you're trying to talk to them through that window, I don't think the person is a superhero to where they can hear through a window. So he has his window rolled up. He looks at the Border Patrol officer and he's like, I'm a U.S. citizen, rolls the window down, or the officer, I think, told him to roll the window down, and then that's when the officer asked him, like, are you a U.S. citizen? And he's like, I already answered that question. And that's just the whole video. It's just the whole video of him just pretty much giving the cops a hard time. And that's something that I try to, like, the message that I put out when I'm doing these, like, body cam reaction videos is that there's no reason to give a cop a hard time. You might not like law enforcement, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, they're no different than the average person. Now, yes, there are some bad cops out there. I'm not going to take that away from nobody. If you had an experience with the cop and it was bad, I am not trying to take that away from you. But at the same time, I am trying to encourage and motivate people that when dealing with a cop, in most cases, and I feel like in a situation like this, yeah, it's not going to fall in your favor. How is that cop supposed to hear you when the window is rolled up? That's like somebody trying to, you go through a drive-through restaurant, or the drive-through lane, and then they're trying to hand you your food with their windows, them like little window things closed. How are you going to, and then no, and that's a perfect example. That person's like, I tried handing you your food, but you didn't take it, so therefore I had to put the food back. You're gonna be mad over some stuff like that. You're gonna be like, how am I supposed to get my food if the window is closed? That's like if I'm some crazy person and I'm like armed, dangerous, cops are all barricaded outside my house, and then and I'm telling the cops sitting right here, I'm like, I'm not an armed and dangerous person. How are 50 million cops outside my house gonna hear that? That's why I'm like, bruh, if you're gonna be doing something and try to make yourself seem smart, it's like at least make sure that the plan goes through. I feel like people, they do things like this just so they can go viral thinking, oh, I'm standing up to the law, and it's like, fam, this isn't standing up to the law. It's not helping any movement. It's not helping anybody. It's not even helping you. So I'm saying, it's like when I see videos like this, I more so laugh at the person that's causing it. I'm not laughing at the cops that get involved. I feel bad for them because it's like that guy, whoever that Border Patrol man is, it's like he's just minding his own business, doing his thing, and then it's like you're having to deal with somebody that thinks they know about law enforcement, and it's like, fam, you don't. If you knew about law enforcement, you knew. It's like, it not even so much as with law enforcement. If you just knew how just most like things in this world works, you know that nobody is not going to hear you if your window is rolled up. That's like if a suspect is outside your car, or some random person is outside your car, they start shooting through, and it's like you're trying to give them your money, car, whatever it is, but they just start shooting at you. You're like, oh, I didn't hear all that, I shot you anyways. Yeah, it's like, the thing is this, it's what's gonna be funny is that at some point in time in this man's life, he is going to deal with something along these lines. If not, it's going to have that same effect that he had on that cop. It's going to have that same effect on him. And then he's going to be sitting down thinking of this. But I'm like, man, it's just pointless, where it's like, why give the cops a hard time? Why have it? Because I'm like, and I know people will probably ask me, it's like, well, how do TMossBoss, how do you deal with a cop? How do you avoid situations like this? Well, for one, it's like if a cop is just asking you a question, it's not like this man's asking you for your social security number or your family members' names, or and even if it is on that type of stuff where it's like, yes, it's the thing is this, it is 100% okay to be curious and to ask, like, obviously answer their question, but but ask them questions if you need to. It's like, why do you need to know that information? Or even if going as far as to like look that stuff up on social media, or not social media, but Google. Like, why do a border patrol person need to know that I'm an American citizen? But it's like, don't hold up traffic. Don't make this cop's day any worse. Don't make your day any worse. But yeah, it's like it's just one of those things where it's like the situation can be avoided, you know, if you just answer the questions. I'm not saying at the end of the day you gotta like worship the ground that cops walk on, but I'm just to make your life easier. Just answer the questions, bro. It's like, or just overall, if it's just one of those things where it's like, if a cop is giving you orders, it's like, okay, get out of the car. Just get out of the car. It's like, if the cops all like, put your hands on your head, put your hands on your head. Don't be that person where it's all like, oh, I know my rights, I know this, I know that. And it's like, yes, at the end of the day, if you know your rights, you know your rights. But if you're dealing with an edgy cop, all right, and even if it's a situation where you're not dealing with an edgy, you're just dealing with a cop, period, okay? It could be an edgy situation. It could be a situation where it's like, now you're regretting your actions because, oh, I wanted to stand up to law enforcement. And now you're laid down the ground bleeding to death, and most likely you might not even make it. And it's like, and it's a situation where it's like, it should not be like that. So people, if you've seen this video, do not act like this guy, all right? If a cop, just listen to cops' orders. I feel like the situation, you know, it could have gone better if he just answered the cops or the border patrol person's questions. But I'm like, border patrol, cops, anybody. It's like, if somebody's, because it's like, of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, if you're regulars on my channels, you've seen the body cam videos that I've reacted to. But besides that, like, I've seen freaking cops, I've seen judge shows, I've seen, court cam. What are some other shows? It's like, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I watch a lot of these shows, and that's one of the things that I notice is that when people try to act like this, or not even try, when they do act like this guy and they think they know, sovereign citizens, that's what they have like a whole compilation of this on, I think it's the A&E channel of like court cam and stuff. But it's like a person thinks they know everything about law, and it's all like, okay, you might have your own version of law, but there's still this law that the border patrol, the rules and all that stuff that border patrol officer has to follow by. So it's like, it's, if you want this guy to respect your laws and all this stuff that you got going on, respect his laws. That just don't make no sense to me, where it's like, he's supposed to respect your laws, but you can't respect his laws. How is that going to work out? How is that going to, on a piece of paper, that being written down, how is that going to sound smart? It's not. So that's why I'm like, people, stop doing stuff like this. It makes no sense where it's like you're giving a cop, border patrol, whoever, a hard time for no reason at all. Judge, it don't matter who it is, but it's like you're giving them a hard reason, or like, just overall giving them a tough time for no reason. There's no reason. So it's like, bam, if you could easily, because the thing is this, there's people where they are cooperating with cops, they are, but you still got that crazy cop, and then it's like, and then they feel that they need to do something, put them in the hospital, try to, or not even try, they end up taking their life. And there's people that wish that they would have dealt with a border patrol or a cop that was in this video, but they don't. They end up dealing with somebody crazy, and then you think you're helping them by doing stuff like this. You're not. I guarantee and I promise you, this is not helping anybody. If anything, it's just giving border patrol and cops more of a reason to act crazy towards people. And thank God, you still got some border patrol cops, just any form of law enforcement, you still got some out there where they calm, cool, and collected with people, even if they do carry on like this. But I'm saying, it's just messed up where it's like, there's no reason to carry on like this, but you're still doing it. So yeah, it's just, my thing is this, to this guy, if you find yourself in a very, very struggling situation, and you're all like, oh, well, I know my rights and this and that, and them cops ain't hearing nothing that you gotta say, and now you could be facing prison time and all this other stuff because you think you know the law and all this other, you find yourself in a situation, it's like, look back at this moment and sit down and think like, well, maybe I could have done things differently. It's just weird to me, man. I'm like, that's something where I don't know. I know that people will try to defend this guy and be all like, oh, well, he did it. There's no defense for this. If my thing is this, if you're dealing with somebody that's, they have a license to carry a gun, they have a license to take your life, they have a license to literally do anything that they want to do because they're a cop, any form of law enforcement, Border Patrol, whoever. I'm like, fam, it's one of those things where it's like, do you think that if, all right, so if a robber is approaching you and they're all like, give me all your money, give me your cars, give me your clothes, give me your whatever, take your glasses off, I want your glasses. Do you think you're gonna be sitting there? Because it's funny how it's like they won't give that person a hard time, but they'll give a cop a hard time. But it's like you got somebody that's all they're not even cutting to the questions at cops. They already straight to that edge stuff, and they all like, no, I want it all. They got a gun pointed at you, and they're like, give it all up right now. And do you think you're gonna be all like, well, do the section 53 of this booklet of you're gonna get shot? Like it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna get, unless you know how to defend yourself, you're gonna get shot. All right, so yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, people, stop giving cops a hard time if there's no reason to give them a hard time. That's pretty much the whole moral of this video and things. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.